Hey YouTube, this is Rex, I'm Jermaine.
I'm Rose.
I'm Nikki.
And this is Trigun episode 4.
Wow.
Yeah, so last time we had Nail show up with his millions of knives and shoot up the place. Nye.
Oh, it's like Niles?
Yeah.
Nye with the knives. Yes, well, we now know why he's called Millions Knives.
An earned name.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. It's very exciting, and I really enjoyed the use of CG here. Like, so far, I haven't seen a single piece of CG that I didn't like. Which is very rare for me for a CG kind of show.
Yeah.
Yep.
Said he's gonna go to July City for the confrontation. It just seems a bit early for a confrontation already. But I mean, yeah.
Yeah, and he's going to find knives. I'm like, this is what keeps coming to my head, and I don't know how to articulate it. Is he just confronted knives and nothing happened?
Yeah.
Like, what is this confrontation gonna do?
Yeah.
I'm feeling it's kind of hopeless, you know.
Yeah, that's why when I say he's gonna go confront Knives and it's gonna be a bit early, I'm not saying like literally meeting him. I'm saying he just was unable to shoot a single shot at his brother.
Yeah.
It's like a dog chasing a bus. You're not gonna do anything once you catch it. What's he gonna do?
True.
Yeah, I guess that's how I feel.
So other than that, let's get into it, guys. Thank you guys very much for being here. Guys, like your time here. Please leave a like, subscribe if you want to see more. Remember, you can check that Patreon out below if you want to see an uncut version of this or anything else that we do. Thank you very much, and stick around for the discussion. Plant-based food. Impossible Burger.
Extravagant.
Look at that thing.
The plant-based food is extravagant.
Is that what they grow up into? The worms?
Oh.
Is that him? That's funny.
Oh,
he is dying.
hungry.
And they're carrying the chain to prison.
Oh.
Oh
no.
Man and woman. Oh no. Green things in the sky.
Oh no.
No.
Worms.
Oh.
Oh, they are
Worms.
Other kinds of worms. Maybe they're all worms.
They're a source of protein.
What? Are there eggs in the sky?
It's him.
She was gonna like go for it.
Just smacked him still.
Oh.
No, I think he's not okay. What? He's suddenly okay?
Look down. There you go. Oh, child.
Oh.
Just drinks it first.
Drink some first, yeah.
Bro.
Undertaker.
Rudy. Oh.
He took one.
Oh, okay.
Bill?
Did he actually just build them? You bastard.
Who asked you to work? Yeah, this is true.
Wasn't he bleeding?
Yes, he was bleeding from his
What does that sound?
Yeah.
Earthquake? The ground is giving way?
Oh
no!
A sandworm.
A grandworm!
It's like this is mine now.
It just ate them.
What?
Detached electron network?
What?
What?
I'm just gonna take your word for it. I don't
crazy.
know.
Child.
You must be dumb. You must be some different kind of dumb.
Thomas still looking for
No, I think something's strange with this child.
He's a worm.
This child is a worm.
I would not split up.
No.
In pairs at least. Oh.
Oh, it's the child. The bait child.
Why are you sleeping, bruh?
Hibernation?
Uh-oh. 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 Uh-oh.
At least scream.
Oh, you're not outrunning whatever that was.
How many, bruh?
That's incredible.
Oh boy.
Ooh. Oh.
He controls the worms. Because you can get yourself back out.
That kid, on the other hand.
That kid might be the worm controller. He's like, bro. I can see it in his eyes.
Oh, hello?
Did they win? Yep.
What? Just them, though?
Just them got spat out. That's so.
Oh, you're lucky that didn't impale.
Oh, they were in there. Its nose. Oh! Yeah, he's gonna go back in because his friends are there.
You didn't have to knock him all the way over.
I don't know if you're gonna make it out in time either. Neither of you are. Okay. Grab your cross.
Here we go again. Like chewing your cut.
No.
We're back. There's a kid.
There he is.
Yeah, it's him. Ow.
Stab him.
I was wondering why the nails. Nails of this kid. Gross.
Oh!
Hello.
There we go.
Oh! Yeah. Real good. Oh, not real good. Machine gun. Oh, okay.
Whoa.
Oh, you shot a hole through.
Nice.
That's a good gun.
Good thinking.
What? Shoot him.
Ah!
There, kill it. Kill it. It's flying by his face.
That was cool. Oh. Stop
All those
Stanley.
moves, right? Oh, over the back.
Wow. They're just seeing that from the
Oh.
Oh, that was cool.
Hope that didn't go through Marilyn Rubber. No. Guess we just dig for a little while until we find out. They just keep.
Good show, good show.
Oh, they got big food.
Meat.
Oh, everybody's safe. He hasn't eaten in a while, remember? Aww. Wolfwood. Neil Lager.
Okay. Neil Mac.
That's your name now.
He's just joining them.
You should be.
It's your car.
Me neither.
Oh, the worms again?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to see those right now.
No, I'm over those.
No. Please go somewhere else. Destroy them. Thanks for ruining it. Zazie.
Earn their trust. That was the plan. My job? What's his job? Is his job to capture Vash?
Hmm. What the heck?
Who is this?
Are those plants?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Morality is functioning as a defensive mechanism. Destroy him? They want his gate?
Discussion.
Discussion.
Alright, so we've met Wolfwood.
Woodford, Nicholas D. Woodford.
Gang's back together.
Yes.
Yeah, what do you think of him?
He's cool. I like him.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought the same thing back in the old days. He's pretty much just a rule of cool character.
Yeah.
From the first time we saw him, he was like, "Oh, look at the cool character coming." And then he was like, I was like, "Oh, okay." Yeah. Gotta tone him down a bit. But his voice is super deep. Like his face is more Pretty Boy-esque, but then his voice is a little different. So it was a little bit jarring the difference.
Yeah.
But I kind of was getting used to it.
It's all cigarettes.
It's all
Cigarettes.
yeah. When I first saw him, I was like, he also looks younger than he did in the original.
Yeah.
Well, I guess they just aged down everybody. Everybody's in middle school. It's fine.
Correct me if I'm wrong. So in the original, I think they changed his weapon a couple times. The first time they showed his weapon, was it like the cross opened up?
There was a couple of things. Yeah, his weapon had the ability to like it opened up and there was just like guns upon guns upon guns in there. And then when he could also use it as the big
Oh, I thought they straight up just like, that's stupid, and like changed the camera.
Maybe they did. I didn't notice. He just used a bunch of guns, and sometimes
It was the most ridiculous thing.
Yeah.
He set up to fight like a lot of people. I just
he didn't reload them. He would just discard the gun and then get a new one. It was great.
Wow.
Hilarious.
It was spectacular, and I loved it because it was like, who needs to reload a gun? Just get new ones.
Infinite guns.
Yeah, and if I recall, they made a reference to Derringer here, like if this is even a real gun. Meryl in the original, she used to have a much bigger coat than the one you see here, and it was just filled with guns that they're all like 2-shot pistols. So she had like 100 on them on her. It's just the same thing like him. Throw them away. Yeah.
Interesting.
Maybe that's why they changed it out. Like, we can't have two people with that.
Yeah. But Meryl is... Do you think Meryl's going to eventually hold a gun? Because Roberto is the only one that he, like, just happened to have this little Derringer that he pulled out when he was going to go down the tunnels.
Maybe. But I don't know. She's so much different from the original Meryl that I know that
you don't know.
They've got a real dynamic here of the elder and the younger, the apprentice kind of thing going. So I don't know what direction they're going to take her. I don't see this show going like super hardcore with her and like becoming like a jaded person herself later on with a weapon or something. But I don't know. I
was kind of wondering if maybe they were starting them looking younger because maybe they might have like, say this end of season 1, there's going to be a time skip and then we're going to be back to kind of where we know from the original.
I was wondering for a second if that's what was going to happen.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
The issue though is meeting Wolfwood.
Yeah, because they've already met him.
Yeah.
The fact that he's on the cover means that he's probably just going to stick around for the rest of the series. But if they said goodbye to him like next episode, then I would be like, okay, like 10 years later you meet him back, you might not fully remember him, but maybe like, Wolfwood.
Yeah, and they'd have a legitimate reason to be like, oh, hey, yeah, this guy, come along. If they like reform the group or something. Yeah.
Speaking of Wolfwood, or I guess first let's talk about the fact that he's like trying to do a burial.
Oh.
It's like dinner, fashion, whatever.
Yeah. I'm wondering if he didn't know that kid, if he would have actually tried harder. Like, is that a tell on his part?
Yes, that he was pretending, but he's not a good pretender, kind of thing.
Yeah. Is that what's going on there? Or, I mean, obviously he's not actually an Undertaker, or is he an Undertaker? And this is
he takes them under.
He takes them under.
That's
just
the
violently.
Violently.
Yeah, he doesn't build coffins.
No.
But I'm just wondering, like, when he was being nice to that kid, was that him, like, his way of ribbing this kid because he knows them? Like, he's been playing his part very well.
Yeah.
Or if it was a legitimate orphan, he would have actually been kinder. He would have remembered the prayers.
Yet the whole part where he was talking to him seemed very good. Like, it's like, I was an orphan. You deserve to laugh. You got a big up your cross. Here's a lollipop.
Here's a lollipop.
You know?
Performative for the other two, I guess.
Yeah, but it was better. Like, it looked legitimate.
It did.
And even the kid with his crying. I was gonna point out the nails. Did you notice it from the first?
Yeah, I noticed the nails.
I noticed
but
it was
like,
it was slightly pointy and red. I'm like, why is this child? Is it a girl? And I was confused, but I was like, okay, I don't want to step on anybody's toes here. Maybe this is a thing, but no, they were trying to tell us early on. It was like, look out, guys, look out.
You know, I was also thinking it was weird how as soon as they walked in there, nobody asked the kid what killed your parents.
Yes.
But now Wolfwood probably was like leading the conversation in a certain direction.
Distracting them with a $20,000 bill.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he did do that, huh?
Watch that be legitimate, like phone a complaint.
Like, these people never paid.
Here's the invoice. It's here.
And then the grand worm eats them, and the little child runs off as bait. He was literally bait.
Yeah.
We saw it coming, guys.
I mean,
We're
as
so
soon as he
smart.
was lying down in there, I was like, there's no reason for you to be taking a nap right now, son. We gotta get out of here.
I just felt like horror movie vibes from that. And it's
We
like,
still don't know what took them.
Oh yeah, it's just him. He did it.
Worms.
But where did Roberto go?
I don't know. We got.
I think worms just grabbed them.
It's just the
from
worms,
some other
yeah.
Parts of the stomach.
Stifle their screams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like if you're in a terrifying tunnel and the kid runs away, either the kid is all knowing or they're actually stupid and they did get dragged away.
Either way, they deserve to be gone.
Yeah, you don't run away and then pass out. Nah, that thing's a monster.
The child runs away, find them passed out, leave them there.
Yes.
And we find out this child is called Zazzy the Beast.
Zazzy the Beast.
And this whole plan was to get them to trust Wolfwood.
Yeah.
So what do you think well, I think you guys know because you've seen the original Trigun.
Well, what's the question?
I was going to say, what do you think his modus operandi is here? His motive?
Yeah, I could probably guess it, but I remember some pieces, but I actually don't know the full thing.
I think I remember it, but I won't tell you.
Of course.
Yeah. I don't want to say the pieces I do.
Yeah, I'll just say what I'm thinking. I think I said it in the reaction. I think he's out. He's doing a job, is what he sounds like. He said, right? So I'm thinking he might be like contracted to get Vash somewhere. So he just needs them to trust him, and then just like he kind of guided the conversation, they don't ask the child what happened to your family. He can kind of guide them. Hey, let's go this way, kind of thing. They just need to trust him.
Yeah, that would make sense.
There should have been more questions. The blood looked fresh.
Yeah, and the question fact, this man just, where did he get a laser gun that sawed this worm in half?
Yeah.
No one asked a question about that.
Even Roberto all of a sudden was the more reasonable. He was like, oh, I didn't expect him to be the reasonable one. Yeah, everybody else was like, no, let's not do this. And Roberto's, no, come along, it's fine. Like, what?
I know some people might be like, well, he already said earlier he knew he was an assassin. Like, well, assassin of what, cities?
Yes.
Like, what the hell?
This is true.
There's no reason to have something that powerful.
No.
But
I mean,
yeah.
a world with worms and stuff like that, I guess it makes more sense.
I mean, I feel like the bomber guy was more reasonable than that.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, it was his name. Yeah.
No, go.
I was gonna say his name was something the bomber. Oh yeah, E.G. the bomber.
Oh, the other
And now
guy.
it's Zazzy the beast.
The
So it's kind of
beast.
like a
It's a
nomenclature
thing, yeah.
going on.
Vash the Stampede.
The Stampede.
I was just gonna say. Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, I was just saying, he introduces himself like that. I'm Vash the Stampede.
Oh. Oh yeah, he did do that.
I earned this doctorate.
Yeah, I was just saying, when they got blown out of the nose, and the Wolfwood was like, "What are you, an idiot?" Because he was just standing there to get eaten again.
Yeah.
I think the plan was to take Vash away.
Yeah.
That was where it's supposed to happen. So he ends up in the nose. They get shot out. They run away, escape. But he doesn't know that Vash is like this. Like, no, Vash is gonna go back in there to get his friends. So he's like, fine, I gotta take them all along, basically.
Yeah, that makes sense because when I watched that scene at first, I was like, okay, who is that for? Like, why did you show that he leaves and then just goes back in? Is it like show Wolfwood that he's a really good guy? But
That's how
makes no
he
sense.
is. Yeah, I think that's what it was.
And so also they hinted these worms keep coming up, so they're important. They talked about how the electrons are more separated, and you can see it in the bigger ones, but they're all like this. So basically, these worms are like electrical signals that are sending out to each other, but the big one is so large that you can see the process of the small worms flying by the electrons.
And he's like the lodestone for all of the other...
Right, he's the
Yeah.
boss.
Worms
This
in the
big one
area.
is the boss.
You can tell everyone else what to do because how big the electrons are.
And then the person tells the boss what to do.
So my thing is the weird sand people that were just spectators of all this. They were talking about eating this plant-based meat.
I hope to
No,
taste
not
plant-based
plant-based food. Or something like that.
Yeah.
Say the whole sentence. What was
I
it?
hope we get to taste some plant-based foods one day.
Oh,
Because like
okay.
in our world, meat is what's more expensive. In their world, it's plant-based stuff that are more expensive.
Oh, okay. I didn't get the whole. I literally was looking down when they started talking. So I missed what they said about it. Because I was thinking they were calling the worm meat plant-based food. I was like, what? I'm confused. Is this man-made? But okay, that makes more sense.
And now seeing that big grand worm, it makes sense why they're all called worms. So they saw this big thing, called it a worm, and these are the small things. They eventually saw it interacting. They're all the same thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Basically.
So these worms can take multiple forms because they've got the small, medium, and the large.
Yes.
But also in the sky, they showed like
The little
They're like
balls, like little
Yeah.
spores.
little like
Spore-looking
spores.
things.
Yeah, very weird.
Very strange. I don't want to think that's pretty. Like, that shows... not looking...
Yeah.
I don't want to breathe
It's like
that.
bioluminescence in
Yeah,
water. I'm like, not for me.
I feel like it's something you could breathe in, like it just
Yeah.
contaminate your respiratory system.
Start spawning out of you.
Yes. Oh, I can't.
How are worms born? They don't mate or anything.
Just spores.
I have no idea.
Spores, man.
I actually don't know.
Maybe when one dies, after a while, the carcass just goes, and all the spores
Please.
come out.
Stop.
With their electrons
I know,
separated.
if you like cut one in half, it becomes two.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So they just made two worms then? Just doubled our problem?
Well, they can die. They can actually die. Like cut them in half this way, but this way no go. This way good. Yeah.
By the way, what's his name? Wolfwood's gun styling. I was like, at first it was cool, and then it took another second, and I was like, bro. Then it took another second, and I'm like, hurry it up, and then it took a half
that's what
second,
you were
and then
saying.
it did it, and I was
Yeah.
like, okay, we're back to cool now, but slightly annoyed.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a lot of stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
The way I justified it in my mind afterwards is like he needs to like make sure he could do the spin for the actual beam cannon. So he was like doing a couple practice runs.
Okay, that makes sense. No, what I think it was just he was taking the opportunity to show how good he is because this was all a plan. He's like, listen, let me just do some style up here.
Yeah. Look at this Vash. Aren't I cool?
Basically, he spun that around
Sign
so many
spinning it.
times. So many times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like two spins too many.
And go ahead.
I was just gonna say, and also the mask worm that Zaza uses to
Oh,
fly.
yeah.
Just another form the worms can take.
Yes. Do you think it was the worm? Yeah, I guess it makes sense that because he can control the worms, he can just do that.
We haven't seen his tech. Everyone else seems to have some kind of weird tech.
Yeah, I was wondering if it was tech.
How uncomfortable would it be to
Just be
fly by your face?
Yes. I guess because he's little.
For a kid, it'd
but
be probably
still. Yeah.
Actually, that's a thing that people do with kids. Like, I think it was in how old was that? I think it was like second grade. The kids from the back class or grade 12 used to come and used to do used to grab used to do this thing where they'd grab the kindergartners by their head and go, "Ooh."
Oh my god.
What?
It's like as I'm saying it now, I realize how ridiculous it is. All the
Don't
kids
do
were like
that.
meatheads. They would like grab them right here and like brace their arms against the side of their body and they go ooh, and lift them up in their head. Then put them back down.
This is why you should always supervise your kids. Right?
Don't leave kids with kids, folks. Okay.
I'm just gonna say that I've seen like there's a medical thing that I saw in a video, Daily Dose video at one time where they strap the kid's head onto a thing. It's because he's something's wrong with his spine and you're supposed to wiggle around to kind of help straighten it out. So I thought it was like the most dangerous thing in the world for kids. But yeah.
Kids
Okay, then. Anyways, the only other thing I have is we have proof that Vash is not human.
Yeah? What was it?
At least he's not. He's half human.
What did you
He's
say?
partially not human, unless I didn't read properly, which could be the
What
fourth
did you
time
read?
this week. I don't know. Okay. So at the end, their Knives is speaking to Dr. Guy.
Yes.
Dr. Guy is explaining how that thing Vash did was something with his gait, and then he's like, he's more human than you believe, or something like that.
Oh, he's more human than any of us.
That more human, yeah. And what's his name? Nye is like talking about his gait. Was like, I guess we need to, even if we have to destroy him to get it out.
Pry it open.
Pry it open, right? But anyways, I just was saying, I don't know if he was being metaphorical, saying he was more human, but the way he was explaining everything before to me sounded like he was saying he's like embracing his human side versus his whatever else side. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
No, that makes sense.
I thought it was more like emotionally, like he's not as evil as us, so he's more human.
Maybe.
Still just.
Or it could be, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Or it could be a Hunter thing with the king. He's like, either he's ant or human. The sides are duking it out.
I think it's just kind of like a war of perspective. Like, we still need to know what Naya's great plan is, and maybe from his POV, it's like this guy needs to be able to shut off this side of his heart and just think logically about the situation. Could be something like that. Because, like, for all we know, he could be legitimately trying to save everybody, but has to do a bunch of messed up stuff to do it, you know? So I'm willing to hear you out. What's your plan?
The other thing that it made me think of was Nye trying to kill everybody, all the humans, but then he's saying, you know, he's human too. Kind of. That's how another thought that came to my head about it. But I don't know.
Who said he's human too?
The doctor talking to Nye.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah, well, okay, I think everything's done here. So, guys, thank you guys very much for being here. Guys, like your time here. Please leave a like, subscribe if you want to see more. Maybe you can check the Patreon out down below if you want to see
My earring fell out.
see the uncut version of this show or anything else that we do. And also remember to check out the merch store if you want to see stuff that like stuff we're wearing right now. There's going to be new colors coming pretty soon. Thank you very much. See you in discussion. Goodbye. You didn't hear that. You didn't hear that. You didn't hear that. You didn't hear that.
Bye.
Thanks to our patrons: Tyler Costin, Jake Farrell, Robin Berglund, Alex and Alexander Dietz.